Welcome to CarePod, a safe place to educate, inspire, and renew the caregiver. Listen in with our host, Dr. Kiplee Bell, as she interviews different experts along the caregiving journey.
Okay, so this is an exciting CarePod episode today. I'm personally interested, as with all the topics I bring forth to our audience, but really interested in nutrition for our older folks, how we handle meals for multi-generational living, etc. And I'm here with Chef Ron Ternari of Chefs for Seniors. So welcome to the CarePod. Thank you so much.
Oh, happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So I ask every CarePod guest their why, and I'd like to hear about your inspiration in the chef world. What got you into the kitchen and inspired you to create meals and then subsequently meals for senior citizens?
Oh, that's easy. So, I don't know how long ago. I was probably 9 years old, but I grew up with an Italian grandmother, and that's where I fell in love with cooking. She would teach me every Sunday all her little tricks on how to make, what we were eating for, Sunday meal. Our gravy, we called it, the tomato gravy. We didn't call it sauce. And so, that went on for a while, this relationship with my grandmother. And then I just started cooking in different places. I had other things that I did in my career in sales and other realms, but kept, navigating back, and cooking is, that's why they call it an art. It's kind of like, an instrument that, you know, you walk past a piano or guitar, if that's what you play, and it kind of calls to you like, hey, play me, do work with me. The cooking did that for me, so to speed up ahead, I started working in pizza place and stuff like that. But my career really took off when I worked for Starwood Hotels and Marriott. I worked for them for many, many years, all throughout the country. And I'll speed up to just about 7 years ago. So Chefs for Seniors, my franchise, Chefs for Seniors, a national franchise for throughout the country. We have about 102 franchises now throughout the whole country. My franchise covers all of South Jersey. So basically from like Southampton area down to Cape May and the city of Philadelphia. So we got a large area.
Wow. Wow.
Um, but what kind of led me into this was after working all those years with Starwood Marriott. Just about 7 years ago, I was the hotel that I was assigned to was the Boston Sheraton in the Back Bay of Boston, and I just loved it there. And so what made me come back home? I'm from here to New Jersey. Is me and my ex-wife? We have a daughter who was born with a very rare brain disease, and long story short, I needed to come back home here to be closer. It was a large pay cut to leave the hotels. And so I was with my girlfriend, who I'm still with now, and she's my partner with Chefs for Seniors. And we didn't know what we were going to do. And then Chefs for Seniors found me on LinkedIn and said, hey, we're trying to sell some franchises out in the Northeast. It's based out of Wisconsin. We liked the concept of helping, so I knew what me and my family went through with a disabled daughter, nutrition wise, and families, regardless of the age of the loved one that they're taking care of, focus on that and neglect nutrition and eating right. So we were always eating out, eating fast food and stuff like that because we were just worried about our daughter. So when Chefs for Seniors came about, I'm like, this is a really cool thing. And I didn't really know the impact, what seniors' needs were basically at the time. Took a good year to understand about different things like dementia, Alzheimer's, and how food and Parkinson's and how food affects all that. We don't. So the old saying, we don't have anything if we don't have our health. And so when I started doing consultations with the loved ones, caregivers of their moms and dads, and it was a two-part thing. So giving the caregiver that comfort, knowing that their mom and dad are going to get some healthy meals, We're really niche it down to, I mean, the service is so personalized. You don't just drop off food or, deliver the food. We actually will send a chef into our client's home, and that chef is assigned to that client. So many of the seniors that have these different diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia, they like structure. So if you start sending in different people all the time, starts changing things, they don't like it. And then we're also an extra set of eyes for the caregiver, and we always are looking for things, smelling for gas on, because seniors have a thing with bumping in or leaving the stove on, and whatever it would be. So the chef would takes about 2 hours for our chefs to cook in a client's home. And then within that 2 hour period, the client usually ends up with around 14 meals. So enough food to last them, for 2 weeks. But besides all that, with our menu options, our clients can customize it to anything that they want. So you look at our menu, you can think of it as a starting point, but you know, anything the dietary needs and dietary likes. So if they need a diabetic diet, if they need a renal diet, we can accommodate that. Or if they just don't like something within the dish, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, or string beans, they might want something, might want a baked potato, or they might want broccoli. So they can do that. And how we can do that so easily is because we don't carry any inventory. So we do the grocery shopping the morning of, before we go to the client's house. So we start fresh each time, get fresh food, and take it right to the client's house. And we also offer delivery. So I have a kitchen in Mount Holly, professional kitchen there. That's where we do all of our deliveries out of. And they still get the same level of service. We don't just take that, the bag of food and just drop it on the step. We knock on the door, and our chefs will come in and, again, just help the senior put the food away. They always have questions, and, take a look around the house, make sure everything's okay. And they usually call me, or, at that time they have a relationship with the caregiver, the son or daughter or whoever it would be, and say, I just dropped food off at your mom, and, everything looks good, or whatever. There's been a few times where we walked in and I've had a senior on the floor and fall, and, different things. So we get very, very close to our clients because of the nature of the business and everything. So, and we try to make ourselves very accessible. So you, meaning yourself, or, the caregiver, can call, text us. We have different softwares where at all times you can get a hold of us. And even the client, a lot of the seniors, when I first thought, weren't tech savvy. But I have 90-year-olds that can pick up a cell phone and text me and tell me that the baked potato is overcooked, so I love it.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Love it.
So
This
when
is
COVID
just so
happened,
beautiful.
it
Yeah.
is. It's
Go ahead.
it's
I'm
a great
sorry.
service. And then,
Yeah.
go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just so much to unpack, even just of what you've already shared. Just even to reel back when you spoke of your own personal caregiving journey and realizing, trying to provide for the nutrition of your daughter, your own nutrition sacrifice, just kind of here, there, and everywhere. Let me just grab this, grab that.
Yeah.
Um, speak to the multi-generational family, the pickiness of the kids, and the taste
Yeah.
buds of the older adults, and then yourself that's sandwiched in between. How do you kind of speak to those from a menu standpoint?
So one of the first things that we do when a client shows interest, or however they're referred to us, is a free complimentary consultation. And there's 4 forms that our clients fill out before they get started. One is a food questionnaire form. And we give one food questionnaire form to each person that we're cooking for. Most of our clients are either a single senior, or, man or woman. But we do cook for families. You don't have to be a senior to use chefs for seniors. But they go through this. It's a very extensive, almost redundant food questionnaire form that asks all about their food likes, dislikes, but also how they like their food cooked. Some seniors need their food cooked softer because of chewing and swallowing issues. Um,
Right.
the easiest part is what they do and don't like, because the nature of, again, how we shop the day of, so they can change it up almost to the night before. I've cooked for, we've had, like I said, families with kids with picky taste buds, but when I say that, it's more of of something like the kid might have a dietary restriction, so, and they can't find another service that can do that. There is other services out there like us, but down to like no sodium, to a diabetic diet, they can't handle that level of service because of the way their business model is. So when I talk to prospective clients, I say, look, my child's got diabetes and really can't have carbs and can't have this. And when I say, hey, that's no problem, and they just look at me, I'm like, and then I explain the way we shop. So, our grocery stores now, I don't care if it's Wegmans or ShopRite or whatever it is, we have an abundance of choices. And
Of options, yeah.
yeah, I mean, we even do mechanical diets, so puree diets for seniors that can't chew or something like that. So, there are different. We have different levels of packages. I guess you have the standard level, which is for 1 to 2 people, and the cost of that is a certain cost, and then they get the meals delivered, or the chef cooking at the house. They have the option to go back and forth. I've been seeing a trend since COVID that more people would rather have the food delivered than having a chef in the house. And that's fine with us. And but we thought maybe that would hurt our business model, where we're given that compassion and companion part. But it didn't really, because they just maybe just need 5 or 10 minutes of somebody saying hello and checking, and it gives, again, that caregiver that extra sense of security, because I have caregivers, sons and daughters, that live all over the country, and
Right.
and so, but they want to make sure that, number one, they're eating well, and also, they have like caregivers in the house like that. So, but
Yeah.
there's an interesting statistic. The last time I checked was not too long ago, like a week ago, but I think it's something like this: is 10,000 people in the United States turn 70 every month, and out of that, a majority are women, and probably 80% of those people are living on $1,000 or less. So, what's saying that is, our service is kind of a premium service. It's a paid for service. When COVID happened, the state of New Jersey shut down Meals on Wheels for just a few months, but the damage that it did with malnutrition and loss of life was catastrophic. So
I can imagine.
we have
Yeah,
people
the
calling
access.
us saying, "Hey, can you bring a meal to my mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is how much it costs." And we don't do just one meal like Meals on Wheels does. Every day they bring one meal, and that's it.
Mhm, mhm.
So I was like, "Why is my phone blowing up?" People were calling from all over the country, and so because of the name of the company, Chefs for Seniors, when they were searching, they just thought it was a free service. So what we did, me and my partner, is we started a nonprofit called Groceries for Grandparents Fund. And so when somebody comes to us, and we know that they really can't afford it, and need the help, what we do now with donations is that money goes into the fund. And if somebody calls us and really needs a meal, we dip into that fund to buy the groceries, to buy the ingredients for the food, and we give our service for free. And so that,
Love that.
yeah,
Love
and that's
that.
turned into, now we also do meals for some pantries, safe houses, and we're starting a program with Campbell's Soup and the YMCA for inner city youth in like Camden and Philly. Putting some meal packets together. That's starting in August. And that's gonna be like 100 meals every Friday to inner city kids. But it's not just giving them food inside the bag of groceries. The ingredients is a little postcard with a QR code, and they can take a picture of that, and that takes them to a video of me or one of my chefs teaching them how to cook the food. They have to actually cook the food in the bag with their family. And because a lot of people don't know it, but Camden is a food desert. There's no grocery stores in Camden. There's no Wawas. They're just like bodegas and things like that. So
Mm.
when school ends for these kids, that meal, those 3 meals usually that they're getting through the school program ends. And so there's a lot of malnutrition. And so we're trying to do something to help that.
So amazing. So amazing. Attention, healthcare professionals. Are you looking to enhance your skills and stay ahead in your field? Look no further than our ACCME accredited CME courses. Whether you're a doctor, physician assistant, or nurse practitioner, our courses are tailored to meet your needs. Why focus on geriatric education, you ask? Because regardless of your specialty, geriatric care is becoming increasingly essential. As our population ages, the demand for competent healthcare professionals in geriatrics is higher than ever before. We don't stop there. Our courses also empower caregivers to partner with you in the care of your patients. We believe that by fostering a strong partnership between healthcare clinicians and caregivers, we can provide the best possible care for our elderly population. So join our impactful caregiving community today. Sign up for our ACCME accredited course instruction and take the first step towards advancing your career and making a difference in the lives of your patients. So amazing. So amazing. Do you do volunteers? Do you accept volunteers
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna need
that
more
nonprofit?
volunteers. Yep, when this one project really starts, I'm gonna need more volunteers. But we're gonna be starting like pop-ups, like in different areas, wherever. Because it doesn't matter. It could be Morristown, Cherry Hill, Willingboro. There's still people that are in need and hungry.
Absolutely.
The zip code doesn't
Absolutely.
matter. So
Hmm.
what we usually do now is we drop the food off at like a church pantry, and then they distribute the food. But what we're going to be doing is having pop-ups, and we'll have our table and our tent with our logo, and put out a Facebook a blast saying, hey, groceries or grandparents will be at this, maybe the Jewish Community Center in Cherry Hill. Come get your free groceries. Until it's gone, it's gone. So we're trying to test that, but I'm going to need people in my kitchen helping label the containers, delivering food. So yeah, we're going to need stuff, and I'm looking at different, like maybe Rowan for the students that are studying certain things that might help us. But if you go to grograndparents.org, that's our website, and there's a place in there where you can request a volunteer. And my phone number, can I give my phone number? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes,
so you can
absolutely.
just call at 856-308-0310. And that's the phone number for both Chefs for Seniors and for groceries or grandparents. And we'll answer. And if you want to help out, hey, we would love it, because we always need the help.
Yeah. You know what's so beautiful in this moment for me is that the resilience of people, right? So I have so many care pod guests along this continuum, like yourself, that, have a pain point in their own personal lives, but then are just this whole beacon of hope in their respective communities. And I think it's so important to, yes, you have the business aspect of what you're doing, that I'm sure is flourishing, but also able to give back in this regard. And as a clinician, it's easy enough to sit with a family and say, hey, you have to eat properly to manage your diabetes, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, etc. But yes, when you're in underserved communities, or you don't have the access to even be creative enough
Yeah.
because of the options that are limited to you, it does speak to the disparity both in healthcare and access to nutrition as well. So amazing, so amazing.
Yeah.
So
I think because of my daughter, that's what kind of pushes me, because, there's just so many people out there that just need the help. And so I got people behind me that are helping me, and, helping me fundraise with the nonprofit. And, the business is finally getting to a point where I don't want to say it's running itself, but I don't need to be as involved as I have been
was
every
initially.
day. I have
Mhm.
some good employees and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Nice. So how do you vet your chefs?
Sure. So we're always hiring. I'm always looking for cooks and chefs and grocery shoppers, we call them. Right now, the way I have it set up is the chef is everything. So the girl that's working today in the kitchen, she has assigned a few of her clients. She gets her menus the night before and does the shopping at ShopRite or Wegmans, takes the food back to the kitchen, cooks it, and actually delivers it. So she starts at 6 and she's usually home by say 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they're all part-time
Amazing.
assistants. So on our website, chefsforseniors.com, there's a careers page. And on that careers page, there's an online questionnaire. And so it'll take you to, everything from your experience to your availability to our requirements. And then once I think that I'm going to hire that person, we do a background check with our online human resources software that we have. So everybody's background check because, they are going into seniors' homes, and we all know seniors like to leave things laying around of valuable, and they're very susceptible to, bad things happening.
Yeah.
So knock on wood, I haven't had any problems like that because I'm very, very, very picky of who I hire. Even the delivery part. I mean, there's always an opportunity if somebody's thinking the wrong thing for something wrong to happen. So the background check part can only do so much, and and if I see something on the background check that's not that bad, meaning, what I really look at is driving infractions because, they're representing our company. And so if they got a lot of tickets for whatever it is, speeding, I kind of steer away from that. But, I've had people come to me and might had a little ticket for marijuana or something like that, and I'm like, all right, you can tell they got their life together. So, those people need a chance too, you know, so,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah,
so
there's redemption in that as well. Yeah.
yeah, if I just go
Mhm.
straight down the line and say, "Oh, well, they were speeding back in 1980," no, I'm not gonna hire you. Or,
Yeah.
10 years ago, they did this or that. As you know, people's personalities will come out. They can only hide for so much, and then you can see what, because none of us are perfect, so
That's it. That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
But I've
That's
been
it.
blessed. I have some good people.
Yes. Well, in full transparency to my audience, I reached out to Chef Ron because, personally, melting down in that I'm finding I love to cook. I enjoy that time. I resonate with what you're saying that the kitchen gives you that kind of catharsis in its own way,
Mhm.
right? But when you are in that caregiving role, constant, it takes away from the joy of that.
Yeah.
And my mother can be picky. So one minute, I've made this fabulous meal in my figment of my imagination, and she has no desire to eat it, So, uh, so there are those days as well. So definitely going to be taking advantage of your service offering in my own household to, take the pressure off of that uh, load, but also to be at peace that you're offering a balanced meal for your loved one,
Yeah.
which is important. Uh, your chefs are identified. Everyone is wearing your branded
Yeah, they'll have
uniform,
a
et
shirt
cetera.
like
Tell me about
this.
that.
Yeah, everybody will have a
Hmm.
shirt or a hat or something. Not everybody. I have wrapped vehicles with the logos and everything. But we go through that in the consultation with the clients. Um, on the software that we use, obviously the client is able to access their account, and you'll see the picture of your chef and all that kind of stuff
Hmm.
to show. And it's funny you say that because after COVID happened and we started doing delivery, that was a concern. Like, how do I know? People were saying, how do I know? It's one of your employees, whatever, because with all the different delivery services out there, and not just food, but like Amazon, you never know who's knocking on your door, so but what also happens to safeguard that is once the chef is getting ready to come to the client's house, they go on the app and they push on the way. So either the senior or say yourself, you'll get a text saying Chef Ron is on the way in 20 minutes. And so you kind of already have a heads up. And then you can text back and forth right on that software and say, hey, give my mom a little bit more, because 20 minutes sounds like a long time, but I have a lot of clients that it could take them 20 minutes just to get out of the chair.
Just to
So
get to the door. Yeah.
yeah. And and then
Yeah.
sometimes, now with technology, we have a lot of clients with ring systems and things like that. So,
Yes. Yes.
there's a lot of safeguards with it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure. So we're an international audience. I love that Chefs for Seniors is a national brand. So basically, there are other franchises that participants can take advantage of, which is great.
Absolutely.
Um, Tell me again. Tell our audience. Give us your website again, and also particularly the Groceries for Grandparents Fund
Sure. Yeah.
cell phone
So,
number, again, how one connects.
chefsforseniors.com. It's that simple. And then once you get to the website, there's a tab that says locations. And so you pick the location that you need. So for me, it would be South Jersey. We have other franchises in New Jersey, so North or Central Jersey and North Jersey. Wherever you're at in the country, like I said, we have 102, I think it is, franchises. So chefsforseniors.com. My phone number is 856-308-0310. And then for the nonprofit is groceriesforgrandparents.org. And just how it sounds, groceriesforgrandparents.org, same phone number. And, if with the nonprofit side, if you know somebody in need, I always tell people this, kind of like with no questions asked, you just let us know and we'll do whatever we can. We have resources now that I can get an abundance of fruit and vegetables fresh almost every day. And
Love
it's
it.
amazing what's available out there for people. There's no reason somebody should be hungry. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever it is, so it just opened up my eyes to, in our country, the level of malnutrition. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. In a well-developed country, right? That we are
Sure.
not
Yeah.
a third world country. That's what's jarring about the whole thing. So you're really doing an important work, really. So I look forward to collaborating with you on several levels, both personally and professionally as well. So thank you so much for joining the Care Pod today.
I had a blast. Thank you so much. I look forward to cooking for Mom.
Yes, absolutely.
Great information right from the source. For more information on how to caregive like a boss, check out impactfulcaregiving.com. Want to be a guest on the show? Contact us at CarePod at impactfulcaregiving.com.